Well, hello, Stampers, and happy Wednesday. Today is actually July 6th. I'm not really sure how we got here so quick, but the weeks just fly by. My name is Colleen Magness. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live on my Creating with Colleen Facebook page every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. If your morning is like mine, it's been very productive, rushing around. I always have so many things I want to show you. It's kind of hard to narrow it down, but we are going to have a great lunch. You might even have to tell your boss you might be a few minutes late, because I am going to share about 25 beautiful cards with you out of this mini catalog. I was recently in a swap, and then we are going to explore a little bit of Sale-a-Bration. This was a card that I made, very simple card. So since then, I have stepped it up some. The reason I stepped it up was because this was a card that we created at an event with Stampin' Up! Called Creativity Now. So they told you what color to cut the pieces. You had no clue what you were making. So now that I know what I'm making, I think I can elaborate on this a little bit better, and I think you're gonna love this card at the end. So I'm gonna let y'all start popping on. Patty is here, and Gwen, and Barb, and Sandy. Hey, gals. I'm glad you guys are here. We have a lot to cover today, so we are going to get started. I'm going to try to keep an eye on my screen here, but definitely on the comments. Still have not figured out how to scroll backwards, only afterwards. So if I miss a comment of yours, I promise you I will check afterwards, and we will come back to it. So this is our mini catalog. It's from July through December. And as I said, I've had the blessing of being with Stampin' Up! I'm going to raise this just a little bit, I think. I was on the advisory board, which was such an honor. And what was great about the advisory board was that you met so many wonderful people, and Kim Williams was one of them. So every catalog, she does a swap, and I take part in it. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So as I said, let me raise this just a little bit higher. I feel like I am right on top. Sorry, y'all. Alive is alive. All right, so let me put that up in there. There, then you'll be able to see pretty much everything. So I just saw Barb said shared. She is right. If you share, leave a comment, help me get my Facebook page out there, then whoever does that, your name goes in for a drawing, and then you get to take the card. I will mail you the card that I created. So this will be the card for today, but remember, I'm showing you two other versions, and you might like the other ones better. I know you will. Let me just say I know you will. But this is what I'm working off of. So for last week, I had this card. This was called Emboss Resist from the Soft Seedling stamp set, and this card will go to Joyce Mahanes. So congratulations, Joyce, and thank you for watching. You don't need to send me your address because you're on my team, and I can just look it up on my reports. So congratulations. So welcome, Sharon and Bonita and Michelle. Without any further ado, we are going to get started. So as I said, this catalog is awesome, and I have lots of different swaps that I'm going to share with you. But I like to do it as I go through the catalog, so you can see where we are at. So this is page 9 that we have, and this suite is called Sweetest Christmas. This one caught my eye right from the start, and yes, I do have it. I haven't created with it yet. But basically, you have the Sweet Candy Canes bundle, and it has this really cool background you're going to see on a card, and it coordinates with the Christmas Banners bundle. So these two bundles go great together. Then you have the Real Red and Combo pack of Real Red and Garden Green ribbon. You have these awesome little backed sequins. I love when they're adhesive backed, so you don't have to try to glue them down. You have Real Red and White glimmer paper, and then this beautiful Sweetest Christmas 12 by 12 designer series paper. So this is, let's see if you can see this better. Welcome, Sherry. This here, you can see it better on page 10, that it shows you the stamp set, and it shows you the bundles below. So let me show you the cards. First you have this one. This was done by Genevieve Co. And she used this beautiful little music note folder to go with it. Season's greetings, a little bit of the red ribbon, designer paper. Very sweet, very cute, great for Christmas. Now this one was by Evie DiPiazza. So this, you can see what that background die is like. It's really kind of cool. She actually put two together. I'm holding it up here so you could see it. So to me, you could even do this in different colors. But you have one of the dies background going one way and one the other, and it creates this really neat background pattern. And then here she, of course, used the Christmas banners to go with that. Hey, Miss Cindy, I'm glad you're here. Just in time. Now this one was very cute and simple. This was by Ann Clemmer. She stamped a candy cane on one side, stamped the candy cane and embossed on the other. And that's what's so neat about the sweet candy cane bundles, is whether you want your candy cane going left or right, you have the stamp and you have the die to cut it to make it go the way you want it to go. And then this was from Jody Reinhardt, and she did the same with that background, but just put the one piece down. But it's really pretty, and if you look at your samples in the catalog, you're going to see a lot from this suite. So that was that. Next we have, this was a card created by Amy Story. Amy's a real sweetheart. And this is the spruced up stamp set and die set on page 13. So here she used little tag dies, which is adorable. Cut these little gifts out with her tree. Love how she took probably, oh, those are separate. You have Merry and Christmas. So she was able to stamp both of those. It was so straight, Amy, I thought it was actually one stamp. Nice work. And so that's a really cute card. Then we come to page 15. And this is Laura Bartow. Laura is a sweet gal up in Illinois. And I really liked how she took this here. I don't know if that's a die. Oh, no. I was thinking, Laura, if you ever watch it, let me know. Let me see. No, that is the very best trio punch. So that was one that I skipped over and didn't think I needed. And boy, am I wrong, because I have seen some very cool things with this. So she took, it would have just been a rectangle, took the trio punch. It's a one punch with 3 different angles on it. I'll try to keep my eye out for it when we get to it. And she punched the sides. And of course, she used the Mistletoe Magic Bundle on page 15. Laura always does some of my most favorite work. And here she did a bow, but instead of tying a traditional bow, she wrapped some twine around that. How cute is that? Okay, going forward. Now this carried over. I got a whole bunch of stuff to show you with this. On page 22 and 23, the Penguin Place bundle did carry over. And then here you have the Merriest Moments. This I got towards the end of the season. I didn't really have a lot of time to show it, but this Merriest Moments is pretty amazing. Now, of course, since it carried over for this one, it's not a bundle. You would have to buy the Merriest Moments stamp set and then the Merriest Frames hybrid embossing folder. But this is so versatile. If you didn't get it last time, you really might want to consider it. So let me get my things here. What it is, this is the folder. So you have this hybrid embossing folder. And then of course you have your dies. So those are your dies. But you also have, let me put right here. You have this large piece here. So this can go right into your folder. It kind of locks in there. And let me show you the differences here. Okay, this is if you use the folder only. Just emboss a piece of cardstock with a folder. I love it because you get this framed piece in the middle, and that's where you can put your words. You can go this way and put thinking of you this festive season. Very pretty. So that's the folder only. Now, if you put this die into the top of your folder, again, it kind of latches in there, put your paper in here, and then run it through the embossing folder, this is actually going to die cut and emboss at the same time. So when you do that, this is the look that you get. I mean, wow, I'm impressed already. And there's more. Stick around. So this is a die and folder together at the same time. Now, if you were to die cut first and then embossed, this is what you would get. So a lot of different looks. And then with that large die that I actually put into the folder, if you just cut out the image and take this one and lay it on top, let me get it right here, you get this beautiful backing. So this, the Merriest Moments and the Merriest Frames hybrid embossing folders, is just gorgeous and very, very versatile. Let me pull a chair up here because I'm already having to need more space. Welcome, Lynn. Glad you are here. And Patty, we are rolling along. So let me show you. If you took that, I did a card with the pumpkins last year. You can go ahead and just take a sponge dauber and emboss all your pieces around, and you can have it for fall. You can use bright greens and have it for summer or spring. So here are a few samples from last year. Again, this one simply uses the folder. So it is embossed on white. White on white is very rich looking, especially if you put like a pop of the red and green, the true Christmas colors. So this is with the folder only. And then this one here, this of course was the die first, cut it out and then put it in the embossing folder. And this was, let me see if I wrote her name on here. This was Pinterest inspired. This was my idea, but I loved it. And that's using the mint macaron and the blushing bride. But again, they just, we just die cut, did that, put this on the top. Very simple, very pretty. And then this is if you wanted to use that backing. So did the die cut and the embossing and then backed it on that solid piece right there. So give this another look. If you didn't give it a look in the last holiday catalog, I really think it's worth it. Now this little guy is stinking cute. I want to say Michelle Burkett did this one. This was on page 34, and it's the Christmas Scotty bundle. And what's really cute about it is it's a punch. So it's a punch that punches out the dog and the bow. So you can stamp them, or you could just punch it out of pure black cardstock and make it a silhouette. But he is adorable. Really like him. Okay, then we have, this was created by Cindy Bauman, one of our demonstrators in Hawaii. And again, she's a doll baby. She's so sweet. This is on page 38, and this is called Yeti to Party. You might be ready to party, but he's Yeti to party. And what's really nice is that you have an embossing folder for the background with all the really cool little trees in there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me raise a little higher. And then you open it like that. So that is a fun, very fun card to make too. Now this one here, this is kind of a combination. So let me show you what we have here. Y'all know it's Sale-a-Bration right now. So with Sale-a-Bration, it's only for July and August. And with whether you spend $50 increments or $100 increments, you are going to earn free product out of this Sale-a-Bration catalog. So one of the things I love that Stampin' Up! Does is they coordinate product from the mini catalog or the annual catalog to go along with Sale-a-Bration. So on page 39, you actually have the Trees for Sale stamp set. So this is just a stamp set. It does not have coordinating dies, but you can see some really cute samples here. Now, what they did do, which I love, is here's some other great samples. Look at these with the stamp set. On page 12 of your Sale-a-Bration catalog, they show the tree lot dies. So these dies are amazing and so much you can do with them. You have 3 different size trees that coordinate. You have this adorable Charlie Brown Christmas tree. How cute is that? It's actually on this tag right here. You know, his little Christmas tree that's on the cross and it's kind of bent over. My son actually has it as a tattoo. It's pretty cool. But it also has a full camper, the dog, the sign. So it coordinates great with this stamp set here. So you can purchase a Trees for Sale stamp set on page 39 of the mini catalog. And here for the tree lot dies, you can earn these free with a $100 order. And there are a lot of dies. There's 24 dies. So when I did the He's the Man class, I actually created this card and I combined those two. So here we have the He's the Man. I got that from Love the Sky. But this is all from the die set. So you can really just create a card from the dies only. So here's your trees. You have these little banners. I colored the little banners and glued them on there. This little camper, you guys are going to see me creating with it this month because I'll show you how it all goes together and it's adorable. And then on the inside, from the He's the Man stamp set, Together for the Long Haul. That's my man right there. Love this guy and we are together for the long haul. Just hit 41 years of marriage last month and plan to do a couple more decades with him. So, hey, welcome, Steph. Oh, we have a new profile. Okay, good. I'm glad you let me know who you were. I was like, who's that? I got a new person. It's Steph. She's back. Glad you're here, Stephanie. Now, on page 42 and 43, this is the storybook Gnomes. And gnomes, if you're a gnome lover, you are a big gnome lover. So here we have this card. You have the designer paper, of course, dies, the little guys you can stamp in color, some fun fine sparkle adhesive back gems with the ribbon, snowfall accent paints, all kinds of things. So in the swap, Tammy Akerson created this card and it was adorable. And you can see how awesome it is when you use the designer paper. That is something else Stampin' Up does that I love, that a lot of our dies will match the coordinating paper. So this was hers. It was adorable. And then Liz Young, she did this one. I think I just butchered her name. Sadly, some people know that I'm truly a butcher of vocabulary. Some days I'm a massacre. It's terrible. It's terrible, but I try. I try. So here we have this here, You Know Me Well, and then just opens up cute little side binding card. So let me see. Okay, you've messaged me. Let me see. Oh, good. Steph has a whole shopping cart full of stuff and needs a hostess code. Stephanie, you can bet as soon as I am done here, I will grab it. So anybody who wants to order can use that code at the end. So here, this one is adorable too. So lots of great ideas. So this kind of caught my eye because y'all know I'm a fall person. We have that soft seedlings class this month. But this is called Rustic Harvest on page 48 and 49. And the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. And then when I received some card swaps, guess what? This is going to be my August class. So with this class, it's just like my other classes. I like you to get a lot of great product in there. This is a Rustic Harvest class. You are going to get, let me see if they show it on this side. Oh, they do. They do. So here you are going to get the Rustic Harvest stamp set right here. Then you are going to get a half a pack of the Rustic Harvest 12 by 12 designer series paper and a half a pack of the Harvest Bundle embellishments. So you are going to get all of that, make 4 cards, and the cost of that class is only $48. So in person, if you want to come to my house in the Great Bridge area of Chesapeake, that is going to be at 10 o'clock on Thursday, August 18th. So save that date. But with all of my classes, you always get the option to get them as a class to go. Since you already have your stamp set and designer paper and embellishments, plus everything else I give you already cut. You can make the class on your own because you will have written directions to do so. So these cards, if I didn't love it before, I would now. Natalie Travis created this card, and it's a gatefold. And again, the paper is wonderful. The dies are wonderful. And then this one I loved. This was, Jill Olson did this. So of course she stamped her flowers and cut them out with the dies. And incidentally, if you want to add the dies to your class, you can for only an additional $26. Then you will really have everything that you need. But by just getting the stamp set, the designer paper, and the embellishments, you will have what you need to complete in the class. And then here, this was from Joyce Ferracco. And this is another gatefold card, but it opens this way. Very, very cute. So more information will be coming on this class. And while I am thinking of it, if you are local, also save the date that next Friday of August 19th. So August 18th is the class. August 19th, we will be having our bingo event at Emmanuel Episcopal Church in Virginia Beach at 5:30. And of course, you know, and we do have lots. All of our door prizes and bingo prizes will be from this mini catalog. More information coming on both of those. So this card is created by Margaret Van Vliet. And I thought that was so pretty how she did this. And this is from page 51. And it is using the bundle called Gathered Wheat. Again, another beautiful fall bundle that you can use. Okay, now soft seedlings. My class, in-person class, is filled for the soft seedling class. That is this month, but you can still get this class as a kit to go. So with it, you are going to get the soft seedlings. Let me see, I've got my thing right here. You're going to get the soft seedling stamp set, and then you are going to get the 3D leaf fall embossing folder, which is gorgeous. You cannot tell from here, but trust me, if you get this, make sure you get the leaf fall embossing folder. You're going to love it. And then you're going to get a pack of the half a pack of the festive pearls. So much talking, I'm tripping up. So anyway, so that's all for $48. You can still sign up. This Friday is the last day to sign up, so private message me. And by all means, we'll at least get you the kit to go. So here are some samples with that. Good, Stephanie. I'm glad you'll be back for bingo. She has been to bingo before and knows the fun that it is. So this card was created by Leanne Greff. Love the colors that she used. And you can kind of see in her banner here, part of that folder, part of that leaf fall embossing folder. It's absolutely beautiful. This one I absolutely loved. This was by Sandy Rule. I just think it's a different take on the colors. She used a beautiful folder, timeless worn, right? Time word worn, right there, beautiful. I probably still mess that up, but trust me. It's a gorgeous folder. Here, I got it right here because I'm going to use it on the card I'm going to create. Time worn type. Let's get that right, Colleen. Time worn type. So I thought that was beautiful. This was the one that I created last week for you using the emboss resist technique. I already have a video on that. So if you do want to see how that's made, you can check it out on my Facebook page or go to my Creating with Colleen YouTube channel. This one is a little bit of a combination. This is from Linda Bowen, probably one of the sweetest demonstrators I've ever met. But man, here's some good people in Stampin' Up, let me tell you. So here is a folder, and you can kind of see how the leaves, they fall. And then she used the Wishing You the Loveliest Day from the Rustic Harvest. And then last but not, oh, no, there's two more. This is from Susan Elise Morton, and she created this card. And again, I really think the leaf does all the work for you. That distinctive stamping I love. And then this was a card I created 2 weeks ago showing you how to get your different colors. And again, you can see this folder, how it just kind of goes across. It's not all the way across. It's like leaves are falling at an angle. Yay, Sally got on. Good for you, Sally. Just keep in mind, if you can't make the live, you can always go back and watch it afterwards because it is recorded. And thanks, Marilyn. I'm glad you are here too. So I typically, I need to get back into Halloween because I have grandchildren and they love Halloween. But this is on page 57. And I have 2 samples with this. The first one did not have a name from the swap, so I can't give the person credit. I am so sorry. But this is really cute because this is called the Bewitching Bundle. And again, what I like about it is it's a cute stamp set and it comes with a punch. So it has little stars, the witch's hat, and then the brim that you could put on the top. So that is cute. And of course, typical Halloween colors. You have to have a nice purple and a beautiful orange. So that's Pumpkin Pie and Highland Heather. And then here you have the Parakeet Party. So that too, especially with the black or the purple, Highland Heather or the Pumpkin Pie would make great Halloween colors. And so we have this, and this is washi tape. I don't know if you've noticed, but up here, it's called glitter washi tape. And it comes in, let's see, we have black, Highland Heather, Old Olive, and Pumpkin Pie. So that is perfect. And this card was created by Janice Waitman. Very, very cute. Gonna make a Halloween person out of me yet. Now this was a stamp set I didn't even notice, but I think it is pretty cute. This is on page 66. And I just love that because it's time for a cardigan. It's really a cardigan, but it's a cardigan. So I thought that was adorable. So I have 2 samples with that. The first one is from Karen Titus. She did this little card here. And of course we have our rah-rah college banner. And time for a cardigan. And then the next one I thought was also very cute. And I'm gonna have to look up, oh, I love these people who put everything they used on the back. Because I was wondering what designer paper she used. This is called Celebrate Everything, and it is the Hostess designer paper. You go, girl. This is Missy Shipman, one of the sweetest demonstrators in Stampin' Up. I love when she sees you. She always comes up and says, hello, friend. Hello, friend, and your heart just immediately melts. So this here, I think she did a beautiful job, especially pulling all these nice colors out. So this designer paper, make sure you look at it. It's a Hostess selection. Gosh, I'm gonna have to place another order so I can get it. Not a problem. And I think that is it for this catalog. So now that I have given you plenty of items to like out of this catalog with all these wonderful samples, I'm gonna create a card from Sale-a-Bration. So as I said, Sale-a-Bration is actually going to go on for the month of July and August. And with this, that means that every time you make a purchase of a minimum $50, you are going to receive free merchandise. So in here, you have lots to choose from. I haven't created with this yet, but golly, y'all know I have it. The Hippest Hippos. So adorable. So with a minimum $50 order, you can get the Hippo stamp set. And you get the coordinating dies with an additional $50 order. And if you can look at these samples or even check out what's on Pinterest, they are adorable. They are partying, they are swimming, they have a little snorkel and goggles. Just, how do you say, stinking cute. Then here you have the Rings of Love Designer Series paper, and that coordinates with the Ringed with Nature bundle. That is in the mini catalog. You have card bases, and this is great. This is Pool Party and Soft Foam cards envelopes, or you can get the Stylus Sketches stamp set, both with a minimum $50 order. With a $100 order, you can get the Amazing Phrases, and that is a 17-piece photopolymer stamp set. You can also get, almost missed it, don't miss the Silver and Gold 6x6 Designer Series paper. That is 24 specialty sheets. Because you have a gold on there, a gold and a silver foil. Very cool. Of course, we already talked about the tree lot dies. That is a must, even if you're not a camper, because I know so many people who camp and just had to have this, but if you don't camp, you know so many people who camp. So it makes beautiful cards. And this is the one I'm going to share with you today. So with a minimum $100 order, you can get the Wonderful World stamp set in the Wonderful World Designer Series paper. And I'll show you that up close and in person. But just to also touch base, if you host a party place a minimum $300 order during Sale-a-Bration, you also get the perfect pomegranate set for free. And if any of you are ever interested in joining my team, whether you want to do it to make a little extra money or just save on your stamping supplies as a happy shopper, then you want to check out the joining special. For the next 2 months, when you join Stampin' Up, you select $125 in product. You only pay $99. There is no shipping, and that can be from the mini catalog or from the annual catalog, either one. You just can't select hostess sets, but you can get anything else. Well, then they are going to send you this Making Plans collection planner for free. And it's great because it's great for making plans, but it's also good for memory keeping because you have different journals, you have stickers. I mean, it's very thick. It's really, really nice. And then you also get 3 Making Plans notebooks, and you get the Making Plans stamp set. And that is on page 19. And hopefully I will have that live and in person for you to see also. So I am making, goodness, if I could find my card, the original one I was going to show you, a card, and we are using, let me grab it over here. My arms just aren't long enough to grab everything from what we have. So this was a card. Again, Stampin' Up had an event for the demonstrators called Creativity Now. So we went over to my dear friend Joyce's house, Joyce Daniels, and we did it with those in our team. We did a potluck, and they had given us 4 or 5 projects and told us what pieces to cut, and then we got to get together and put them together. So it's kind of like blind stamping. Not sure I'm a fan. I kind of like to know what I'm doing, but this is my inspiration for the 2 cards that we are going to make today, and I think you'll love those cards. So this is by placing a minimum $100 order. You get the Wonderful World stamp set, and it is a distinctive stamping stamp set, and it is gorgeous. The stamps alone are gorgeous when you stamp with them. But then you get the Wonderful World Designer Series paper. So I'm going to go through that real quick with you. You have these beautiful colors. There's the front and the back. I'll put my ribbon here so I don't lose my ribbon. And let me put all this stuff on the floor. It'll look like a bomb went off when I'm done, but again, we have been busy today. Now this, I'm actually going to use part of this paper on one of the cards. I'm going to create 2 other cards, and you're going to get to vote which ones that you like. And then, of course, if you like and share my page and leave a comment, tell me that you shared it if you did. And I'll put your name in the drawing for you to receive the cards you want. And I'll announce the winner next week. So this is beautiful, but you can also cut these out and have some really pretty flowers for your cards. Here's another one. Beautiful, beautiful paper. Love the stripes. This is some of the paper I'm also going to be using. So Wonderful World, it really, really is. There we go. And here, these are really cute little pieces. And we have the postage punch stamp. They would fit perfect in there. Or if you have any little dies, but you can make a little collage of these flowers right here. And then the back. So the colors to all these, you have Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Orchid Oasis, Pure Pizzazz, Rich Razzleberry, Sahara Sand, and Starry Sky. So lots of great colors to create with and to choose from. So our measurements for this card, and again, I will put them on the website, on our Facebook group. So with our Facebook group, I will put them on here on my business page, and then you can see them right up front. But basically what we are going to do is we are going to create, you need a 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Mossy Meadow. Then you are going to need, I love how Rich Razzleberry goes with Mossy Meadow. You need a 3.5 by 5 inch piece of Rich Razzleberry. You need a 2 3/4 by 4 inch piece of Rich Razzleberry. You need a 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 piece of Wonderful World Designer Series paper. Oh, I love this. I'm seeing a lot of comments that you liked and shared. Please do. I appreciate that, y'all. And then you need a piece of 2.5 by 3 3/4 inch piece of basic white. Now what I don't have in the picture, so please know, it's just for the inside. It's like 10 minutes for the video, I thought, oh my gosh, I didn't decorate the inside. And to me, Mossy Meadow is kind of dark to write on, so you have to have something. And we'll do something with this. But just put in there a 5 inch by 3 3/4 inch piece of basic white. And there you go. So let me show you how easy this card is to create. I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow, I'll fold that in half, crease it with my bone folder, and I can just set that aside. So I'll take my Wonderful World designer's paper and the larger piece of rich raspberry. And I was going to do a whole bunch of 3/8 and 16ths on here for you, but I kept the measurements simple to 1/4 inch. Sometimes simple really is good. So I will put this on here. So I have that piece. And then I'm going to stamp here. So on this piece, I am going to grab, no, I'll just use my piece of cardboard here because I will probably on the next piece stamp off a little bit. So this is a 2.5 by 3 3/4 basic white. And I am going to use this gorgeous stamp. And again, with a distinctive stamping, it is so pretty. So on this card, I just stamped it all on rich raspberry because again, we were blind stamping. I didn't bring everything I needed. But I want to show you how I'm going to stamp it and get my stems a different color. So I'm going to take my rich raspberry. And actually, I hate to do this. I've been talking so much. I'm going to beat the game. I'm going to put a cough drop in my mouth just in case I even think of getting a tickle. Plus it's lemon. I love lemon. It is my favorite of anything. So here I'm going to take my rich raspberry and I'm just going to ink the tops of my flowers. So really there's just a little bit of that rich raspberry on the stem. Now don't ever throw away your old blender pens. There are so many techniques you can do. You can do bleaching, you can do anything, but it's also great. These are dry, but I can just pull some of this ink, the rich raspberry, off of my stem. And the reason I'm doing that instead of just going over it with a marker, because rich raspberry is a pretty strong color. So now that I have that on there, I've just pulled it off. I am going to take my old olive marker. Again, you want to use the brush end because you have a fine point and a brush end. Use the side so that you never dull the tip of your marker. And I'm just going to come in here and just ink this up. Now keep in mind, this will not work with your blends because it's an alcohol base and it dries quickly. But this is a classic base ink. I mean, water base, it's classic ink. So where the blends are alcohol, this is water base, and then you can just huff it. We've huffed before. Just kind of moistens all that ink again. My head is not right over this, so I hope it's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that up, and then this is going on a wing and a prayer. I am going to, when I pull this up, you can see how gorgeous that is and how I got the two-tone. But now I still have a little bit of ink on here, I hope. So the reason I'm putting this down because I just put a new piece of grid paper on here. I want to keep it for a week or two. But I'm going to try to huff it again and see if there's anything there. We'll see. And if it is, then that will be the inside of my paper. So it's very, very light. I could have re-inked it, but it's light, and I will just leave it like that. Just a little bit on the inside. Ah, Sandy said it's good about the dry blender pens. I learned something new today. Sandy, you have been around so long like me. I didn't know there, well, I take that back. I was going to say, I didn't know there was something new to learn. But there always is in stamping. Always something new. And really so many things that you can just go back and revisit. Because with all the techniques and things going on, man, it's like you forget them. It's like you learn them all over again. So that is my inside. I am going to take the one that I stamped here and back it on that 2 3/4 by 4-inch piece of rich razzleberry. That. And again, I just love these colors together. So for this one, on this here, the original one, I love having a spool of the white glitter ribbon around. This is a glittered organdy ribbon. So it is in the white, has little pieces of glitter in it. So pretty. On this one here, I actually covered the designer paper, but I don't want to do that. I love the paper too. So I'm going to take this and tape it down off to the side like I did the original card. And then I thought, well, I wonder how it would look if I actually put the ribbon on here. Y'all know this is one of the things you'll get to vote on. I need to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors. I always do what we call a faux bow, because for me to tie a big piece and get it on here, it's either too loose or too tight. Plus it wastes all that ribbon behind. So I just cut a piece a little bit longer, probably longer than I normally would have, but that's okay. I'm going to take my adhesive and put it on the back. Now, let me see where I want this. Yeah, I want it down a little bit lower. So I just have it taped on that side, taped across this side. So there's my ribbon going across. And then I'm just going to take a piece here. And normally I would cut this, say, about 4 inches. You never want to have too short of a piece because it makes you crazy. But since I have my spool here, I'll just cut it right on the spool. So here I just do a single knot many times so it doesn't get too bulky. And I'll cut this at an angle. Get it, there we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop this up with my dimensionals. So I'm going to take the longer one. So let's see. Stephanie already said she likes a ribbon on the bottom like the one I'm doing. Let me see if anybody else had commented after you. Yeah, Sandy loves the faux bows. I think it's the only way to tie, Sandy. I really, really do. So here I will take, wait till y'all see the next card though. Woo! Can't wait to put the next one together because I haven't done it yet. So then I'll put this off to the side. So here is the first card, card A. That is card B. I went ahead and, again, made the stems a different color. I think that adds a lot. And I really think I love the one here where it's tied around the flower instead. It's kind of like a lot of white space. That's like a new way of stamping to leave white space, but I'm having a hard time getting used to it. So here we have these two, but wait, there's more. Wait till you see what I do next. So all my pieces are the same. They'll be the same as the picture that I put on Facebook, except for that inside piece, remember that. So here I have my card base. And card B is winning so far. I agree, ladies and gentlemen, I agree. So here I have my card base. I have my designer series paper to be matted with that, which will go on as such. I already know this is going on my card base, so let's go ahead and get that done. And then for the flower, I'm not going to stamp it this time. I told you how I used the one piece. Let me show that one to you again. I had the one piece of the large flowers, and I personally love cutting with my paper snips. So that's what I did, is I cut out the pieces of the flower from, here it is. Of course, you know I'm getting it off the floor because I have stamping stuff everywhere. So this piece here, I think all these flowers can just be cut out with the paper snips, and they're so easy and beautiful. Stampin' Up! Is just, man, for years now, they just, to me, have the market on all of the designer series paper. The way they all coordinate with the colors and everything else. Okay, so I have this here. Now, this is one of the flowers that I cut out from the paper. Steph's not a fussy cutter fan. I don't do it all the time, Steph, but every now and then you just kind of want to chill for a little bit. Put some good music on and not think. Just take your scissors and cut about. So what I'm doing here, since I have a white flower, I didn't want to back that on the white flower. So I have a piece that is the 2.5 by 3 3/4 of Blushing Bride. And I embossed that with the Time Worn type. And I'm the type, I always want to get through my cards real quick, but I am going to show you how to emboss that in case there's anybody new here. They're like, embossing, what's that? Well, let me tell you. Stampin' Up! Has a die cutting machine. We have folders, we have the dies that cut, but I am a texture person. So I really don't do well with flat surfaces. I either like color or texture. And the Time Worn type is a wonderful folder because it will go with anything. It's just what it says. There's a little bit of type in there and it's kind of time worn and it's beautiful. So there is a line down here at the bottom. It is a 6-inch folder. So I'm going to take my Blushing Bride, and I always kind of use that line to guide everything, and then I'll close it. And then when I put this into my die cutting machine, there's here, you are going to use a number 1 plate, which is the base plate. And since it's a 3D folder, you're going to use the number 4 plate that is a perfect width to emboss this. Now I am going to put it in with the binding first because if I do it this way, it can scrape the binding and kind of damage that. And I don't want to do this way because I don't want the pressure to be on the binding if anything would buckle. So I put it in here. Very simply, just put it through. And the new machine, I know my camera shakes a little bit, but the new machine, it glides through so easy. And then when I take it out, I have this beautiful little time-worn type. So going back to my card, I have this part here. I'm going to take the embossed time-worn type, and I'm going to mount that on my rich raspberry. And then I'm going to take this beautiful flower, and I think I am going to pop it up. I think that's what I want to do, is use some of my dimensionals, but I'll use some of the mini ones on the top. Let me see if that's not too fat. I don't want them sticking out. So it's kind of close. Let me see here. And then I can take a couple of the larger ones and just pop that up in the middle. So I'll pull these off. Let me see. Steph said she's going to have to break down and buy the new machine. The old machine still works great. Mine I have practically worn out, although I don't know if that's possible. But the new machine, I think it glides easier. And since I haven't had it as long as the other ones, it applies some good pressure to it also. So here I have this gorgeous flower now. If I would like, which I would like, I'll come in with some of my Wink Estella just to make this white pop even just a little bit more. And I do love it. It's so hard to see in the camera, but trust me when I tell you that it just sparkles it a little bit more. And then I'm going to take my dimensionals and once again pop this one up. Wait till you see what I do with the inside. I like that too. So then we have this here. and we'll compare them in a minute. And actually, I'm not even going to put the ribbon on here because I think if I do, although it's pretty and I like a little bit of bling, I think I would be covering up the majority of my designer paper. I don't want to do that because it's so pretty. And I think the flower and the colors here are just good by itself. So no bow needed. But the other thing I wanted to do for the inside, on that designer paper, of course, on the edge, you have some flowers too. So for this one, I think I'm going to use my liquid glue. For this one here, that's the way it is actually on the paper. I went ahead and cut this flower because I'm not about to waste anything. And so I will take my flower, since we're showcasing the paper on the front, put a little bit of my green Tombow liquid glue, which I adore. And I'm just going to place this right in the bottom. And I didn't have to worry about cutting every single little detail out. Like I didn't cut between the flower and the leaves because it's white on white. So easy peasy. So now that I have this, I will use my tape again. Remember to curl my wrist so it'll be there when I need it. There. And then that will be the inside. Okay, so again, if you would like and share, have a chance to win one of these cards. So we have actually card A, B, C. That's probably the easiest way to do it. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. That's the first one I did, the middle one, and then the next. And I know I went a little over today, but I hope it was worth your time and that you enjoyed everything that we looked at. Stephanie, I will post the new host code right on this Facebook page as soon as we are done. Let me check one place to see if I have it right here. It has changed from last time. Nope. It won't be easy to find because the desk looks just like the floor now. So I will go ahead and post that host code. And if you would like to order anything and your order is under $150, I would appreciate you using that host code. And remember, Sale-a-Bration, great time of the year. For the next 2 months, with every purchase of minimum $50, you're going to get some free Sale-a-Bration items. So thank you for joining me today. You can sign up for my newsletter at creatingwithcolleen.com. You can see the catalogs there. You can place your orders there. But just thank you for your support, y'all. I appreciate you so much. This really is a highlight of my week. I get to see all my friends pop up. I wish we could interact, but it would probably be a 3-hour lunch break. But you know what? That would be nice too. Oh, so Sherry likes B. All right. Okay. Y'all make your votes. You have a wonderful day. I get the pleasure of having a pedicure in an hour. I'm going to treat myself because a dear friend, Melissa, gave me a gift certificate. So time to get my piggies looking good too. God bless you all. Stephanie, I'm going to text it to you right as soon as I'm done. Have a wonderful day, Stampers, and I will see you next Wednesday at noon Eastern Time when we can create again. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.